Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Live Well. I'm your host, Lisa Krch, and today's show is sponsored by our friends over at Total Woman. And this morning we have trainer and instructor Jennifer Jones. She is here today to bring us up to speed on what is new at the Total Woman gyms. Jennifer, thank you so much. It's great to see you this morning.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today.
Well, I sure appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, and I know that Total Woman now has 2 separate gym locations.
Yes, we do.
And the first one, the original one, would be located off of Truxton?
Yes, it is off of Truxton Extension, and that is our original location. We also have a location at Callaway and Hagman in the Rosedale area.
What's the difference between the two? I've been to the one on Truxton, but I haven't been out to, it's like almost like an express type.
Yes, it is
Callaway?
much smaller location as far as square footage. There are no aerobics classes. We do offer a couple of classes a week called gravity classes, all done on the Total Gym. We've got cardio, we've got the machines, the free weights, smaller location, but meets the needs of a lot of different women in the Rosedale area.
Very good. How long has that one been open? It seems like it's been there at least 5 years.
Several years,
Yeah.
yes. We've been there several years.
And the original 25 years now? Is it 20
Yes,
years?
I believe it's 25 years
That's
that we've
amazing.
been at the Truxton location. So
How long have you been with Total Woman?
I have been at Total Woman for 9 years. I'm a trainer there and a fitness instructor as well.
My goodness. Is this what you've always done?
No, actually,
Really?
it's not what I've always done. Once my kids started getting a little bit older and getting into school, I thought, what am I going to do? I
Sure.
need to find something, to do with the kids getting older. And I was spending a lot of time at Total Woman, taking the classes, and I was there all the time. And I thought, I think this is the career for me. I love the fitness industry. I love being out helping women to change their bodies. So I just jumped in, and 9 years later,
Now that's
still loving it.
That's a ringing endorsement of the gym itself. You were a member and
Absolutely.
you loved it so much you wanted to
Absolutely.
work there.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. It's like an extended family. Everyone there is like family. I call it my home away from home.
So friendly. I know I walk through there and wave, and everyone's so nice. And
Absolutely.
what else sets it apart, do you think?
Well, I think it's just mainly the sense of community. I mean, everyone, we know each other there. It doesn't matter your body size, your body shape. It doesn't matter if you're young, older. Everyone fits in. Everyone comes together, and it's a sense of community. And you can go there and feel comfortable working out, and you're there with your friends.
And that's always a big part of it. If you know someone there is expecting you, at least with me, it seemed to get me there a little more often.
Definitely,
That's a big
definitely.
part of
Yes.
it. And also what you'd mentioned about not being, well, a lot of, especially ladies, I don't want to generalize or stereotype, but I know even for me, you don't want to go to the gym where the 20-something young men are and think,
Right.
I'm just going to stand over here and
Right.
any way to look at me. And
Absolutely.
and so that's kind of another thing that Total Woman offers
Yes.
and prides itself on and meets the need, because I don't think I'm alone in thinking those
Definitely,
thoughts.
yes. And as a fitness instructor, each week when I teach my classes, you get connections and you build relationships with the women that come to your class every week. And if they miss, I'll say, hey, I missed you last week. So they know that they're being missed when they're not at the gym. So
So it's that built-in accountability that's
Yes.
done in a very nice way.
yes, in a very nice way, exactly.
I love that. Well, I think one of the things that a lot of ladies face, and I'm only drawing from my own personal experience, I get bored.
Yes.
That's my biggest problem with working out. I'm thinking there's 10 other things I should be doing right now. I'm bored. How do you combat that? I'm sure I'm not the first person that said that to you.
Oh, no. That's number one on the list right there. Well, first of all, you've got to do something that you love, no matter what it is. And one of the things we offer, I think, 70 classes a week.
Wow.
At our Truxton location. So you've got everything from pool classes to weight classes, yoga and Pilates infused classes, spin. There are so many different ranges of classes that we offer. That way we keep you going, keep you from getting into that boredom that
If I
is
walk on
so
one more
easy.
treadmill, I mean, seriously, I just don't even like to look at them.
Right.
I'm over it.
Right.
Done enough miles on that. Show me something else.
Yes.
Because also, too, you plateau, don't you? Besides just your brain getting
You
bored,
do.
your body gets bored.
You do. Every 4 to 6 weeks, our bodies, they are designed to conform to the pressures that are put on us. So every 6 weeks or so, you want to change your routine. And so we offer all the different classes. I mean, we still have the free weights, the cardio, and there are women that love that and they're happy with that, but there are many different machines and weights. We give so many options there that we really try to combat the component of getting bored with your workouts.
One of the things that I've noticed in talking to Lise, the owner of Total Woman, she says that there really are trends. There really are some cutting edge things that happen, and it's always changing.
It is.
And she was telling me she works really hard to see what's going on and see if they can make that work here in Bakersfield.
Yes.
She had me stand in with her on a class, and I was wearing the wrong shoes to be on the bouncy floor, but
Right.
but it was a class where it was almost like playtime, where the girls were going from section to section to section.
Yes.
It was a total body workout. They were having a great time.
Yes.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Yes, and that does also the issue of boredom. When you're going from one to the next, cardio, and then you're lifting weights, and then you're doing something different here, and you're constantly moving and constantly changing it up. Not only are you not bored, but the time goes so much quicker when you're moving.
Right.
So
now comes the advice piece where I like to say, okay, I'm sure you have dealt with this a lot. People decide, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get a trainer. And then how long does it take before they start going, oh, cheeseburger or a class? Is there a normal time frame where those types of things start to happen if people want to see results right away and they don't?
Right.
And how do you combat that?
Yeah, you know what? That's a tough one. It really is, Lisa, because exercise is a large component, especially with weight loss. But diet, of course, is key in that. And when you work out hard at the gym, you think, oh, well, I worked out hard, so now I can treat myself.
Right.
But yeah, it depends. Everyone's a little bit different, but they do get to that point, and that's where we come in, and we really have to be encouragers and keep them going. We've got to be on our toes to keep these people motivated to keep coming.
I've always said over the years that my personal trainers have done more for me mentally.
Absolutely.
Just listening and
Yes.
supporting, and this is straight. This is how it's going to be.
Yes.
And I think you need that in that kind of a setting.
Yes, you do have to
especially.
be a good listener and listen so you can take care of the needs of your client.
Because you're dealing with all ages, all
yes.
health levels, really.
Yes, all ages, all different levels of physical activity. So you just have to keep changing your hats and conform as you go. So
Do you also give people some helpful advice as far as what to eat and how to eat? And my whole thing that I can't get through my brain is that when you are working out, maybe you need to eat more frequently,
Right.
smaller meals, specific things.
Yeah, you are
Can you
absolutely
give that advice?
right.
You can tell I've heard this speech once
yeah,
or
you've
twice,
heard
right?
You're really good at this.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, absolutely. I do give just some advice, and what you said is exactly true. The smaller, frequent meals throughout the day, and of course, this is my big thing: is the processed foods. Those are the big enemy. There's so many different chemicals and ingredients we don't know.
And you would think in this day and age, with as much access to as much information as we have, we would be smarter about those things.
Yes.
But I mean, I had a health show for 5 years. And one day I turned over the back of my little fancy diet frozen dinner, and I about had a stroke over what I was
Yes.
about to put in my body, just because I went, wait a minute, what is that? That's not good for me. So it's almost like a constant education we have to give ourselves.
It is. It absolutely is. I always tell my clients, go with the whole foods.
I was just going to ask about that.
Yes.
What, as I've heard, the Hollywood stars are eating clean and they're doing this. What does that mean? And would it benefit me?
Right. Well, and there's no fad diet. I don't even like the word diet. It's just about
You and I are
making-
going to be friends
Yeah.
for a very long
All
time.
right. It's just about making healthy choices. Even myself, when I sit down, it's time to eat breakfast or whatnot. It's like, what is this going to do for me? Is this going to fuel my body? Am I just feeding my body, or is it actually going to fuel me? And I always try to look at the whole foods, full of vitamins and minerals. It's like you would rather have this than, well, you've got this cardboard box over here, and let me see. Well, I don't even know what half these ingredients are.
I mean, Pop-Tart's not a food group, is what I'm
Pop-Tart's
hearing.
not a food group. No.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Well, I have oatmeal in the morning and a banana, and I usually have Ezekiel bread with almond butter. So that's my usual breakfast. I know it's very boring, but
Almond butter sounds good to me.
almond butter's
though.
good. Yeah.
I have a friend who's, I won't say a fitness kick because she's changed her entire life over the last year and a half. I just saw her for the first time in a long time this weekend, and I just said, what are you eating? I know what you're doing to work out, but I also know there's more to those kind of
Yes.
results. And so she was sharing with me these recipes, and it included things like proteins, I guess would be the almond butter. And I said, well, where can I find this recipe? And she says, well, I've been working on it in my brain, and she knows what works best for her.
Yes.
And so to see that paying off, all that hard work she's done, inspired me, I think, just a little bit more to walk past the Pop-Tart.
Yes, for sure.
I need to find some almond butter somewhere.
Yes, and you go with the clean eating, and pretty soon you're feeling better, you're looking better. It's like, okay, I'm seeing results when I eat this as opposed to eating this. So,
Well, we have a lot more to cover with you. Would you mind sticking around for us with one more
Absolutely,
segment?
yes.
Okay, we're going to touch on a very special program at Total Woman, dealing with not just folks that have MS, but also it's being expanded now, and we want to find out more about that. Lisa Kimball will be joining us right after this. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Live Well, only on Bakersfield.com.